Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Probably just lady and gentlemen. There's probably only one lady that watches this video. It's probably just my mother. More than likely. You guys might surprise me. I might look through the algorithm and see that there might actually be maybe two women that watch this video. Maybe my mom and my sister. Probably not any more than that though. Anyways, so today I want to talk to you guys about, first let me just explain to you what I'm doing here, okay? So I'm going to provide you guys with about a 10-minute long video, and so I'll try to condense it down to about 10 minutes, okay? So basically, I'm going to work out today, and I'll explain to you guys what I'm doing, how I structure stuff, and how you can apply it to your own training. Here's the deal, guys. YouTube used to be an educational platform. Now it's an entertainment platform. It was always kind of an entertainment platform, but you could at least learn on it because there wasn't the shorts. Shorts, I hate shorts because it's just contextless nonsense. You'll watch a short and they'll be like, oh, here's an idea, but you don't get any of the context, you don't get any of the perspective, and you don't get any frame of reference. And so whenever you read a book, you might read a book that takes you 6 days to read, but the whole book comes to one conclusion. You spent 6 days gathering perspective, ideas, why they do what they do to come to one conclusion. And after you do all of that, you can make a rational decision. But whenever you're just watching, shorts, then you don't get any of that. And so if you try to come to that conclusion, right, you're going to be uneducated going into that. Because you don't have any context or frame of reference and you don't know how that applies to you. So I'm a big fan of having people gather a lot of education before they make a decision. And so watching 10-minute YouTube videos, reading books, listening to podcasts, I think is a better option. Unfortunately, I have to fight fire with fire, so I'm gonna chop this up and I'll make a few shorts, hopefully to get some clicks onto the YouTube video. But if you guys have the attention span to lock in and watch a 10-minute video, you can walk away with a lot of actual knowledge and value. There's a ton of knowledge on the internet. The thing is just, wading through the crap to get through it, to get to it. So anyways, I'm gonna drink more coffee, listen to Charlie Crockett, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. So you guys stay tuned. All right, guys, this is the superset. We're going to go from bench pressing straight into dumbbell rows. It's called contrast training. We're going to do a little bit of pressing, a little bit of pulling. Like on a lower body day, it'd be a squat superset with core work. And I think that the core is kind of the antagonistic muscle for the squat or the deadlift or whatever lower body exercise you're doing. But anyways, okay, what I'm doing today is slow eccentrics, okay? Why is that there? Okay, here's where you mess up with the context list. Are slow eccentrics good? Are they bad? Whatever, right? Slow eccentrics do a lot of damage to the muscle. And so I'm running something for myself called Triphasic training, made by a guy named Cal Dietz. I'm running it in kind of a thing that I formulated. It's a 4-week training block. Everything that I do is within 4-week training blocks, and I can get into that and explain to you guys why I do that. The reason that I do that is because you can adhere to something really well typically for about 4 weeks. Anything longer than that, you don't know where you're going to be in 8 weeks, right? But you know probably where you're going to be in about 4 weeks, right? And so with that, we have 3 hard weeks of training. This is one of them for me, and then the 4th week is a deload week. You have to give your body enough rest. We only train 4 days a week for a reason, okay? Because we want to beat you up really good, and then we want to give your body enough time to rest and recover, and that's how we're getting stronger. We're in the gym so we can be stronger outside of the gym. We're not just in the gym so we can keep on gym jamming, right? I love the gym. It's fun. It's about the only highlight of my day a lot of times, and I think it's a gift from God getting to work out, but you can't do it every single day. And if you do it every single freaking day, you're going to lose the plot. You're going to be like, why am I in here to begin with? I'll be back here tomorrow, right? So that's why I only train 4 days a week. But what I'm doing, something called triphasic training. So everything throughout this whole workout will be eccentric, okay, except for the assistance work, and I'll just begin reps on the assistance work. But for my main movers, like my bench press, my pulls, stuff like that, okay, it's 6 seconds on the way down, and then regular speed on the way up. And so I'll run that week. So to give you guys a little bit of context here, so week 1 will be eccentric. Week 2 will be isometric, where we're just statically holding. So week 1 eccentric, week 2 Also eccentric, controlling the eccentric. Week 3 will be isometric, so that means you'll bring it down, hold it, and then press it back up. And then the final week will be bar speed week, and we'll drop the weight and do bar speed week. And what that's doing, that's remodeling the tissue a lot faster. It's triphasic training, guys. It's pretty simple. Just, it breaks down and separates the eccentric, isometric, and concentric. And so that's the way that they train a lot of athletes. I'm not training for anything specific, man. I want to be as strong as I can for as long as I can. If there's anything that I've learned from just like heaving and hoisting huge weights, it's that you can't do that forever. Some people can, okay? They're genetic freaks that can do that over the course of a lifetime, but the majority of everyone cannot do that, okay? I want to be as strong as I can for as long as I can, and I bet that's going to be most of y'all's goals. But even if you are a top-level athlete, you still got to take care of your body. So anyways, for me, I'm using 315 today. This is week 1 of my program. Okay, you can't be top strength year round. The world's strongest men, they're only at their strongest just for the shows, right? The rest of the year, they're training with way less freaking weight, okay? You guys can't be, like, if you're a 500-pound deadlifter, year round, you're probably not going to be pulling 500 pounds, right? So if you know you have a powerlifting meet coming up, like recreationally, guys, I'm talking about everyday Joes. Like everyday Joes do powerlifting meets just for funsies, okay? But if you know you have a meet coming up in 8 months, okay, you don't need to be deadlifting 500 pounds 8 months out from that. You need to be deadlifting, 315, building yourself up, working on your technique, stuff like that. And then whenever it comes time for the meet, then you get everything dialed in, and then you crush that 500 pounds and you rock and roll. And so 315 for me is relatively lightweight. That's well within my wheelhouse. So I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary here for myself. Like, this is pretty simple training. This is just putting another brick in the wall. You guys get a lot of bricks in your wall, you'll have a sturdy wall. Okay, you guys want to be sturdy, you want to be as strong as you can for as long as you can. So anyways, that's what I'm doing today, and I'm just going to film some of the lifts, and then I'll talk to you guys after. I really wish that I could still listen to music somehow and film these videos. This is brutal without having any tunes going. Okay, here's set number 1. Good boy. If you don't knock that off right now, it's going to be the end of it. You want it to be the end of it. How about you be at the flaflas? Or if you feel with baby boy for you, that doesn't have to end. How about no? How about no? How about no? See, guys, this is a gym dog, okay? Gym dogs are very important because if there's no gym dog to distract you, then, you might be too focused and you might have too good of a workout. So make sure that if you're working out at home, that your dog is there with you to distract you. Anyways, I like the close grip. My triceps seem to get more work. All right, here we go. Let's rock and roll. 6 seconds on the way down. And then, so we go straight from that into a dumbbell row. So we're contrast training. Man, my face is red. Guys, the reason I can get away with doing a few less reps on this stuff is because my time under tension has increased. Your time under tension is the amount of time that you spend, actually underneath the weight, under tension, right? There's your time under tension. It's increased, so I'm only doing 3 reps, but the time under tension has increased to about 6 full. 1,001 seconds on the way down. And so with that, you know, heavy weights aren't bad, guys. It's just doing them in a controlled manner. It's going to help you guys a lot, and doing them in a way that's well below your threshold of injury. So this is 120 for me, and your weight's going to look a lot different. But if you guys aren't using a heavy enough weight, then you're really not doing a whole lot. And so guys, I call it time under iron. The more time that you spend lifting weights, the more time under iron you have, the more experience you have in the gym, the more you learn how to use neural drive, the more you learn how to brace, the more you learn how to stay safe in the gym. So anyways, I'll shut up now. And then I'll come to the top and rebreathe again. I used to do this with like 400 pounds. So anyways, this is the technique. You come to the top, get another big breath, brace it down. This actually causes a little bit of rotation, and so you'll actually feel it through your core a little bit. Pull-ups are a great exercise. They work freaking everything. If you can do a lot of pull-ups, you're just going to be generally strong, no matter what body weight you're at. Pull-ups just develop strength like nothing other. You know, I weigh 260 pounds. I'm pretty heavy right now, but imagine loading 260 pounds onto pretty much any other lift, and it's going to be like, I'm going to say these dumbbells each weigh about 65 pounds. With the fat grips, it makes it a little bit harder, but these aren't full range of motions. They're just partials. They're pretty heavy. It doesn't really matter. It'll get you freaking swole. Just do a lot of reps on your C-tier stuff. Big thing that gets neglected is the rear delts, because one, you can't see them. Two, you can't feel them very well, because day-to-day life you're using more the anterior front delt to do office work or whatever. But if you have really strong rear delts, it'll help stabilize your shoulders. So I'm just gonna do some bent over rear delt flies. This is one of those things that it's really not on my program, but with your assistance work, man, you just kind of play with it and just, you know, feel it out, get whatever work done you feel like needs to be done. Stay strong and stay healthy. You know, programs are awesome for a lot of reasons. You know, they give you stability, they give you structure, they give you something to look forward to. But it's okay to go off script and change a couple things. Every single football game that you watch, the opening drive is scripted. They know every play they're going to run. It's all written down. But then once they get into the fourth quarter, game has changed. They change up the script. Same thing with your workout program. You have a plan coming in. As you go through, you need to change some things, go ahead and change some things. All right, that's all for today, guys. I will see you all on the next video. Love you guys. Take care. For all of you that have been disillusioned by the supermarket slash fast food stores slash food industry, this is what food is. Okay, it's meat, right? We got a little bit of turkey going. Got some rice happening. Got a small dog to eat. That's what food is. Food shouldn't really be anything more than that, right? You're just eating whole foods. This processed nonsense is something that like people came up with, right? That was like the food that we're eating now. It's not really food. I'm giving you guys very down to earth, practical advice here. Like, if you're gonna do what I do and only eat once or twice a day, your meals have to have a lot of fat in them, and so. This is turkey, it's 93.7, decently fatty. And then I got some avocado. And then I'll end up adding just a little bit of olive oil to it just because I think that it makes the consistency a little bit better. And I got some chicken over there. And so it's pretty simple. All right, guys, I'm pretty proud of this. Normally it doesn't look this good, but this is my finished product.